Welcome, welcome. I'm Stevie C, and I'd like to introduce you to Football Manager 2026. Obviously, it's the beta version coming out today, and it's really great to have the opportunity to load up this new game and see what we can find to do on it. Who will we manage? What will we? What league will we be in? Let's go and have a look. Well, I can tell you, to be honest, I'll probably be in the Premier League for a beta save just so that I know the players. But we'll go and have a look and see who we're going to be the manager of. So here we go. Start a new career. We're going to have to set up our person as well. So we're going to have to create a manager. And because it's brand new, obviously, we're going to be trying to. You can have a preset, obviously. Let's have a look. So we'll look at the bold-headed guy. But we can make the adjustments, can't we? We're getting a bit closer. Bit closer. Oh, no, that's not me really. There we go. So we'll probably go. Yeah, that's probably about right for him. I haven't got freckles, man. Why have I got freckles? I don't want freckles. Maybe that one. Hair. Colour. Oh, is this hair? We haven't got any hair. What are you doing? So, facial hair. Style. Colour. It's brownish. Not blonde. I think that. Just trying to work out how to get rid of them freckles. I'm not a freckly person. Perhaps it's further down here. But the eyebrows look okay. And the eyes. Oh, that making my head longer and longer and longer. I think that one. Eye shape. No, definitely that one. Eye colour is blue. Glass eyes. We don't want an eye patch. Ears, we're definitely not having an earring. These are funny. Oh, some fat lips there. It looks like cosmetics. We're not gonna mess with any of them. Skin details. Aha. So we can get rid of the freckles there. I like that. I think that looks better. Attire, what we're gonna wear. Right. So we've got the choice of. I don't fancy the long coat. Now they're smart, aren't they? But I mean, technically, that's a bit more me, if I'm honest. I think I'll go with that one. The bottoms. Shoes are definitely not the ones that I'd go with. So shoes, colour, black. Would no, I think black looks better. We need a watch on because we've got to keep telling the. Oh, it doesn't work if you got a jumper on, does it? So we might as well leave that off. Rings, no, I'm not gonna wear rings. So I think I'm happy with that. That'll do. That's me. Looks just like me, I can promise you. So Stevie C and him place of birth, is that supposed to be UK or looks like it, doesn't it? So I wonder if it's just England you want to type. Is it going to let me type it in or not? Oh, no, I think it's actually looking for something like this. And nationality is E for England. And English. Select second nationality. No, I don't. I don't need a second nationality. I'm not going to do that. So I'll go straight on to the next bit now. So as you can see, my tea has arrived. So that was the dog letting me know. Manager creation. Okay. So I would say that let's go somewhere in the middle. Top tier contenders. What am I doing now? Continue. 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 So, yeah, so go top tier contender is my reputation. So you coaching. How'd you choose it? Oh, got that. finish. So I've had I've had no. Let's say I've had experience as an assistant manager, and a pundit. Does it say how many you've got to do? Let's say I've done a bit of scouting as well. I don't know. Uh, Next, coaching badges. Understood. So we're gonna go for the top one just because it's only what's it saving it. So these supplement. As you can see, I read instructions really well. So I'm an entertainer. You can select free tactician. So what that's left me is I'm good at attacking, training, good at tactical, good at technical, good at possession, which is good because I want to do possession based. Um, so determination and that's what convincing, motivating. Yeah, so that will be good. Next, understood. Next, we'll go with that. I'll be a young manager, 24, start new career. So we'll look at the advanced and just see what that's got. So we're going to do a men's league. We'll have that in there, and so add nations, Europe. So we want France, Germany, if it'll work, Italy, Spain. Any more that we want in Scotland, I suppose. So it still suggests that that'll be reasonably quick. And choose how and when the transfers happen. We'll just go with that for now, I think. Or do we go real world? We'll go real world. That it takes a while to sort it out. That's the only annoying thing with real world, but at least when it's sorted out, it'll be okay. It just probably means that we won't need to make any signatures ourselves in the first bit because they're already dealt with effectively. So I don't think we need to change anything. Load database, and here we go. So what I was thinking was a Premier League team, but not one of the major ones. And so it gives you the board expectation, which is quite handy. We can look through. So you got Burnley, Leeds, and Sunderland are all expected for relegation. You got Fulham, Crystal Palace, and Bournemouth, Aston Villa, Brentford, Brighton, who are all expected to be mid-table. Everton lower mid-table. And what I'm thinking of doing, I think, is Crystal Palace. I think they would be somebody different who have not managed before. So let's go with that one. We're going with that one. So Crystal Palace it is. Start the game and begin career. So that's where all your messages appear. You can filter the messages, which will be quite handy. We can get rid of all the ones we don't need to see. Yeah, so you can just do the ones that have a task to complete. Headlines from the football world, calendar. The portal is where you start your journey. But there's much more. Your squad is about players, recruitment, match day, um, club, and career. So they must be the different sections that you can move to. So continue, 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 finish. Okay, so I think we'll manage with that. We'll just save that one for now. So the English transfer window is in process. So if we look at our squad, which was up here somewhere, wasn't it? So there we are at the top. So the first team, squad happiness. Although that doesn't look like squad happiness, that looks more like the board and the fans to me. But, so we'll continue with that. The training, we'll probably be leaving that, especially on this first one, with up to the coaches. Finish. Okay. So if we look at the squad, we've got them set at the moment in position order. You can change it to age order and stuff like that, which is obviously very handy. We've got 3 goalkeepers. I'm actually surprised looking at it that it's quite a middle-aged to older squad. Always imagined Crystal Palace as a lot of young players, but you sort of look at the players that they've got. Most of them are above 25. Just wondered if if we look at recruitment. So player database, recruitment budget, recruitment objectives, and transfer room planner. Finish. Okay, so uh, where did I just see the transfers in? Is there? Let's go back to the calendar. swear I just saw a transfer calendar thing. Did I imagine it? So let's go back to the portal, see if the calendar. There's a calendar on there. So yeah, we have got players joining different clubs. So it doesn't give you more information if you hover over it. That's a little bit annoying. So we've got Sosa coming in. I think he's left back, but don't quote me on that. Few players going out, not necessarily the first choice players. So they seem to be young. I'd imagine they're young players going out on loan. Lee, I'm not sure who Lee is. It's very annoying that it doesn't click on to show you the transfer deal. So squad, back to squad screen. Do we need to set up the tactics? So we're going to go for wing play. This is, if I've got it right, we're going to want a team with um, wingers, and Mateta is a target man. So you're going to want crossing the ball into him. So we'll look at a winger, or maybe we're just trying to wing it. So it's more direct passing, which I think is probably about right for them. So I think that's the one that I want to go for. How do we choose it? Uh, Formation in possession. Oh, I'm not sure what it is a 4-2-4 really, but that's the option it's giving me. And then formation out of possession needs to be. I would rather it be a 4-4-2 really, but no, no. So presumably I can mess around with these. Mm. What I was thinking was like two banks of four, two banks of four, and two strikers. The tall striker, a target man, flicking it on for and Nketiah to run onto. So okay, okay, okay. So as you can see, I read all that very well, so I know exactly what I'm doing. So I'm gonna put this um out there, and these guys will drop back. Tracks back, supports the defence. Yeah, so that's what I'm gonna want for both of them. So I'll just click on that now that I've selected that. Defensive midfielder. Screens defence. And that's what we want for him. And with this one, we'll have him as a more pressing midfielder. So because I don't know the squad, I am going to let it select my first squad for me at the time of the match. But like I said, I have no idea how this tactic's going to work. So we're just, at the moment, he's a full back at the moment. So I think with the fullbacks, we don't want them pushing too far at the moment. I'll just leave them as normal. I'm just wondering if I'm missing the extra roles. All right, okay. Go to role selection. No. So we'll keep them all as the same for now, just because I don't know what I'm doing. And so I'll have Nketiah as a channel forward, and Mateta as a target forward who links a play then. The wingers. So he could be a creative threat, and because the target forward's there, and you're going to be wanting somebody in, I'm going to suggest that whichever side the target forward ultimately goes on will be an inside forward cutting in to help him out as well. So that's how we'll go with that. I wonder if because he's doing that, we play him more as a wing back, so that he can be a bit more of a help, and this guy stays as a full back supporting, because obviously the winger's already there. So if we do a quick pick just to give us an idea of where it's going to be. So I think that these defensive midfielders can be a bit more. So central midfielder, not a creative threat. Don't want to do that. Finds. I don't want him to be any of them, to be honest. So I'll just keep him as a central midfielder and say nothing more. What's PDL? Oh yeah, so we did all that anyway. So we'll probably stick on cautious for now, and then just see if we feel that we can put it a bit further in the future. But I think we'll leave it at that for now. It's possibly telling me I've got more to do on this. Uh, The board like to talk to you about the long-term vision for that. So, sign players to sell for profit, break even in transfer market, expand the stadium, finish mid-table in the Premier League. So we'll accept that vision. We've done the tactics, so that bit's done. The response required. So Michael Angus Schmidt, assistant manager here at Christmas. I'd like to work here to take it back with staff. Decline introduction. Squad. Begin induction. Is this just going to take us through everything we've just done already? Continue. An overview of the squad. 25 players. Average age is 26, like I said, right down the middle. So it's worth keeping an eye on the youth team for potential. So we've got a couple of guys who, especially Franker there. Franker looks like he potentially could be quite interesting. This is the first time I've seen the attributes, and it is nice and big, so we can read it. My microphone does get somewhat in the way of me seeing all of it. I have to keep moving around. Financial fair play, we're currently compliant, so we haven't got to sell people to worry about it. I am going to try not to do too much in the transfer market, just because I want to learn the playing side of the game before I worry about the rest of it. I mean, I suppose the one thing I do need to double check is that our squad is right for the tactic that we've got. So we've got two defensive midfielders who can play midfielders. In fact, there's plenty there, isn't there? There is an actual lack of um. There's a lack of attacking midfielders really. So we've probably got the right tactic for that. So striker wise, I think Ismail Assar can play as a striker. Odson Edward can play as a striker, but I think my first choices will probably be these two. But if I'm right, Nketiah has got 15 pace, 16 acceleration, so he's going to be sort of like the fast player. He can play on the wings as well. Odson Edward, 14 pace, so a little bit slower, but better finishing. Could still get some games in that respect. How tall is he? Just out of interest. Oh, I'll have to change the preferences because 187 means nothing to me. I mean, Mateta's just a big lump of meat who can head the ball, although his heading's not actually as great as I was expecting it, but his pace is pretty good for a big guy as well. So that's good. So he's 192. That sounds a bit closer to 2 meter Peter. So, but it's definitely he's definitely a target man. If you're looking at his 3.5 star for the target forward. So we've looked at them, haven't we? So I don't think we've got massive pressure on with this job unless we really start badly. So have we covered all the news there? It's like we're moving. We're moving. So we'll ask Michael to pick the code of conduct stuff. That's homegrown information, which is only interesting when we're sorting out the squads. We want to get to a game so that we can see where we are. So apparently I've got interest in some players, which is impressive because I've not even considered any transfers at the moment. At the moment, all I'm bothered about is getting my team to a game so that I can see the graphics. That's all I'm interested at the moment. So, but this one is we've got a loan offer for Rio Cordines. Look at all these positions that he can play. I wonder if that's a thing now that they actually can play in a lot more positions than they have on previous games. Because I always found it a bit ridiculous. You can have a guy who could play centre back and also play centre back and centre midfield, but can't play defensive midfield. I've always found that a very bizarre part of Football Manager. So we'll accept that loan. We'll decline the training introduction because we're going to get somebody else to do that anyway. What's this one? Set pieces. Decline the introduction to that. We will set up set pieces, but not yet. So we've got a press conference. So let's kick this off. Start the press conference. So we're just keeping the positive all the way, and I think we'll probably be okay. What challenges do you think you'll face as a young manager? We'll just say that. I'm naturally ambitious. I couldn't be happier with the squad. There's a real hunger from everybody. Are there any important long-term plans? I'll go with the top one. Where do you think you can take this club? We'll go for as far as our performances allow. What is your approach on the training ground? It's all about balance. We'll make sure the team are ready to go for every match. Will you be looking towards the likes of Mark Gahey to be a focal team? So he's the manager's dream. I'm very lucky. Yeah, so he's definitely going to be my captain. And we'll leave the press conference. Auto select because I don't really know who the squad is. This is one thing that does me head in. I wish you could control the amount of times you stop. I would just stop and do emails about every 2 or 3 days, to be honest. Maybe twice a week, maybe 3 times a week at max. But you don't need to deal with all these several times a day. Unless you're in, obviously, the last throes of transfer deadline day. So what's this? The basics of recruitment. I don't want to go through that at the moment. So there's Sosa. Like I say, I knew he was a guy who'd play on the left back or left wing, but he will be left back because we've got plenty of more attacking left wingers than him. But he's got very good crossing, which is good. He will be a wing back, of course, being on the left, because that's what we set in the tactic. I don't know who that Wavel is, though. I wonder if he's related to Jonathan Wass. Paul Wavel. Oh, he's a goalkeeping coach. Not even a footballer. Uses that. Lincoln news that I don't need that. So, get these out of the way. What was that one that I've just missed? Northampton, I've made an offer. Oh, he's a guy who've already accepted a loan offer for. Romain Essay. He is 20 years old. And he's probably not going to get any game time with me, so I would say that's worth accepted for now. So we'll go a quick pick. It's picked the strikers that I want. I don't know the midfielders as well, so we'll go with the two that we've got for now. Mitchell ahead of Sosa. Is that a good thing? His crossing, his pace is good, but his crossing's nowhere near as good. Tackling's very good though. Minaz, pace is okay. Looks like he'd be fit enough to last, and everything else is just fairly well rounded. But he should make a reasonable fullback. So because I want to see the match engine, we're going to leave it at that, and that's the team that I am going to select. To be honest, apart from these midfielders, who I don't know the midfielders at Crystal Palace, this is probably as close to the first choice team that I would probably have anyway. I mean, look at that 17 for pace for Sarr. Is he going to beat that? No, he's actually much slower, but he's very good at dribbling, so he's very skillful. He's actually going to be playing as an inside forward as well. So proceed to match. Yes, this is the first time we've seen the brand new match. I've only even watched what people have been saying on my phone. So enjoy the match. It's just a friendly. So it's Ipswich. And here we go. We've got rain. So let's get to kicker. So the good thing is the size of the players. That's pretty good. This is just my initial observations as I look at it. So we're going to want it to go. Let's have a look. So I'm going to try dynamic sideline. We'll go with extended highlights for now. But it's actually just dynamic mode is on, then you can't alter that. It'll sort of automatically do it. Show replays in 3D. So match speed during highlights needs to be a little bit faster. So we'll go with 1.25, see how that is. So we want we want to try and get it, you see, as opposed to looking like when the manager's on the sideline anyway. So the graphics quality we want high. It's not very high or anything like that. Nope. We don't want music, so we'll get that off. Not sure what ambient sounds is, to be honest. Camera zoom isn't much on this one. We don't want to click that instant result, as we won't get to see anything. So let's see how quickly that is. Because it's a friendly, they probably won't put too many highlights in. I have to say, I feel like when the ball's moving, the names go a bit blurry. So, oh, he didn't score an own goal then. I thought it was going to go in. So Mateta's just missed an absolute sitter. Yeah, I think it's going to take a bit of getting used to the way it looks. But the pitch looks out of proportion, smaller than the players. I think that's my initial observation, seeing it. So players they look like the bigger players that you get on like the puzzball tables and stuff. So. I mean, the fluid movement of the players is pretty good. What's not pretty good is the fact we're getting battered at the moment. So if we look at the momentum of the match, we started off really well, but Ipswich, sorry, have absolutely come into the game, and probably towards the end of the half, they were actually doing better than us. So I'm going to say I don't like what I'm watching, because really we should be at least creating a few better chances. We've only seen really Mateta miss an absolute sitter. Ipswich is definitely still in this game. Right, so we're nearly an hour in. And it is a friendly, so we can make lots of subs. So let's try and work out how we're going to do that. Simply we click on the tactics. I've got no idea who the players are. So Sosa, we know, is a left back, so we can just drag him across. That's good. So Hudson Edward can replace Nketiah, because he's not been particularly pulling up any trees. I think, is Rob holding a defender? I will let me look at him to see what he does. You can't see what position they play from here. So he obviously is a centre back, which is what I thought. So we'll put him there. Hughes, central midfield, and we'll go with that for now. Obviously, I've got to work out how to play the game, how to work the tactics and all that kind of stuff. So this really is just a tutorial game for me. So Sosa taking a corner. I don't know what Sosa was doing then. All skills, but not actually moving anywhere. Mateta's clean through, and he slots it home. And there it is, my first goal on FM26. Jean-Paul Mateta. Broke through, quite nice, good movement. Great ball from Sosa. From looking at the energies, they all seem pretty good. So we don't have to make many. Ezzy's looking a bit tired. Edward brings the ball forward, finds Ezzy. Ezzy charging in. Is he going to cut inside? No, he's going to go with his left foot. I thought he would have gone. So we've got 10 minutes left. Let's see if we've got somebody. Will I do that with Ezzy? Right, okay. I've got to try Raki Saki. I haven't worked out how to view there. So it's bugging me that you should be able to see what they are like. You know, you used to be able to hover over the man picture and it'd tell you their attributes, and doesn't do it. It's a bit annoying. But at the moment, I'm just basically making subs based on what the highlighted ones bring out. So there's nobody for Mateta, so he's going to play the whole game. He doesn't desperately need replacing anyway. But we'll go with that. So that may well be it. I think we're done for highlights. So a nice easy win in our first. There you go. I've already gained an achievement as well, a motivational speaker. Cheered everybody up anyway. So Bromley have made an offer to loan Rio. We've already agreed with loads of other people, so might as well let him do that. So we've got another friendly in 2 days. So all those who started that game will not be starting this next up and coming game. So I think now would be a good time to let the players know what your immediate plans are for the team. Okay. So I'd like to set out my immediate plans. I'd like to talk about the aims this season in the Premier League. I think we're good enough for a top half. Everybody seems happy with that. So we'll go with that. FA Cup. So we'll say we're aiming for that. But they don't like that, but I'm gonna say it anyway. So UEFA Conference League. Oh, I forgot we were in Europe. This one will say let's try and reach the Conference League proper. And apparently he thinks that's been ambitious as well. So So let's leave the meeting. That'll do. I tend to sort of like have everybody hating me by the time. Uh, so what's this? Now would be a good time to let up. So we've just done that, haven't we? So apparently I've not finished the meeting. I have nothing left. All right, okay. There we go. That was just me not knowing what I was doing, if I'm honest. So it's another championship team that we're playing against in the next friendly. I've signed another fitness coach. Obviously, it's not me dealing with that, so somebody else must have that responsibility at the moment. So if we go with quick pick, but we want a full rotation of squad. We don't want anybody on. So it's got Nketiah there, and he's already played once. So let's have a look who. To be fair, I don't think any of these guys will be up to it. Hey, I think I've just worked it out. I think if you get it so it highlights the name, and then they'll be able to see the. So that's not too bad. That's unless it doesn't work in the match, maybe. But I'll try it again in the match and see what. Half of these have got terms agreed with him. So, we're not even gonna have him. So I think we're gonna have to look for another striker because he was one of our better strikers. I didn't realise he was gone. So it's all about form and fitness. Off you go. Go out there and show Stoke how you play football. So it's not a full crowd. Plenty of red seats available at the Brit. I have to say the kits aren't very distinguishable here. I think if we stand at the right angle, they look like our players. Closer. Brings it across. It was a good one. Hudson Edward should have scored. And the fact he didn't, it's probably a good job he's leaving us. Oh, we've just given it. Oh, I thought we'd given it away. I am struggling with these colours on this one. It's got to be said. I thought that was my player who passed that ball then, but it wasn't. See it better in the 2D. So Kamada, Sosa, Will Hughes to Diveni, Nketiah, out wide to SC, SC charging forward, he got round his man and had a real good opportunity, but needed to shoot across the goal. Stoke are beginning to get into the game a little bit more now, which is almost identical to what happened with the Ipswich game. That Thomas is a slippery little sucker, isn't he? Not getting hold of him. And that's the first goal we conceded, and it was a pretty good header from the corner. That Thomas looks a good player, but he's found a beautiful corner there, and you got 3 defenders caught on their heels a little bit there. So I've scored. I was reading the little caption in the corner that had popped up, which was advice from my assistant manager. SC with the outside of his left boot. Hodson Edouard. What was really good with that replay is you could see him looking around at the ball, at the men. So that was quite impressive. In the 24, when the players were running for a ball like that, they'd like not even be facing the ball and they'd just jump up and head it back the way that it came, even though they weren't facing in the right direction. So that was pretty good graphics. So you've done well. Make sure you go get the reserve attackers. So Nketiah is probably going to need a rest soon because he played most of the last one. SC's looked okay on that wing so far. He's cutting back inside again now. That is a superb play. It's been kept out, gone for a corner. We haven't set up any set pieces yet. I'm going to have to sort of like spend a bit of time over the course of tonight trying to work out how to set up a good tactic and set up these corner routines and all that kind of stuff. Probably not something that you want to sit and watch me trying to do. Really, this was just an opportunity to see the gameplay get a feel for the in-match options, and see what we could do and pick a save. Ultimately, that was the important bit, was to decide what we're going to do for the next few weeks until the game's out proper. As Nathan Lowe has just scored a lovely back heel to make it 2-1. There's Vidigal brought it in. Plays a nice little pass to Nathan Lowe, and that was a lovely little back heel. So Nketiah is coming up. I'm just going to pick random people because I have no idea who they are. Kamala needs to come up. Sosa needs to come up. I think that they're all the ones who need to come up anyway. That's 3-0 down now, with Nathan Lowe getting his second goal. Took a deflection, so the keeper was sort of wrong-footed, really, so you can understand that. But realistically, to be losing 3-1 to a championship side isn't really a good look for you as a team. We're on very attacking now, so we could get caught on the break even more, but otherwise I'm just hoping that we can try and dominate these last 15 minutes or so. Oh, the time's ticking on with no highlights, so very attacking is obviously has the same effect as in the old games. And that's it. Pretty disappointing, really. The games aren't about the result, so we'll say that. So surely we can't lose to Sutton. Romain Essay. Somebody wants to loan him, but I thought he did all right, so there's no way he's going anywhere. Although it looks like he's already agreed the deal, hasn't he? Will he get annoyed? So I'm going to cancel that because I want him in and around the team, to be honest. So I'll tell you what I want to do, just as an interest. I want to go on holiday just to see how you do it. So it's not on, won't be on squad. Transfer, play database, tactics, messages, all. Well, apparently I've not had all on, so we're missing some. Key findings. We've scored none of our 8 shots attempted from outside the penalty area. We've allowed 52 entries into the final third. developing into 10 shots on goal. We've turned 74 entries into the final third into 14 shots on goal. We've regained possession well in central areas of our pitch. We're allowing the opposition to have good shots from shots to touches ratio in our penalty area, but ours is pretty good in their area. That's I like the idea of how that's worked out. So Mateta's picked up an injury that I didn't even spot. Right, go on then. How do we go on holiday? Career? No. Club? Match day? Continue. Finish. So it's not squad. It's not overview. It's not calendar. Skip section. Go on, I don't want to see this at the moment. I'm trying to work out where the holidays are. So match day. No. Squad. Not there. I've looked there about 20 times now. So more. I gotta find it, man. Actions. I did see it before, but I can't think where it was. Ending up on the same pages. That's right. All I wanted to do was see. It's on the calendar bit. So go on holiday. Return from holiday next match. I just wanted to see how quickly it does that. Confirm the deal. Who's that? Oh, right, yeah. So, because I've been on holiday, the player who was looking for a loan deal has gone. Under 21s are good, even if I'm not. So, Spartans want to loan Dylan Reed. Yeah, he's not going to feature straight away, is he? So, we'll accept that. Review team selection. Let's go. So we want a quick pick. When do we lose Edouard? The 1st of September. So basically transfer deadline day. Ah, what? We lose Ezzy as well. Wow. For my life, this is suddenly looking like I need to invest in some players, definitely. Just out of interest, what is our transfer budget? So we're at the portal. Calendar stages. Recruitment. Is it in there? Squad planner. Recruitment budget. So we've got 40 million available, and we probably need to buy a winger and a striker. Don't fancy my chances with that one somehow. But we'll look at that after we've dealt with this match. So this will be my final match of this short stream that I've done. I just wanted to go out. Now this one we should be winning. No doubts about this one. And when we get going, I'm going to switch it straight to attacking. I'm tempted just to have a look at another view while we're here. So, what's tactical? Vertical scrolling. Not sure I like this one, but we'll give it a go. I think you can zoom in a little bit, maybe. So we want it lower and zoomed in. No, I don't like that. I'll give it a look. Broadcast. Let's have a look at what the TV would be. So we're in a bit more visible kits today, so we can see what's going on. And a nice early start. We've got a goal. Eddie and Ketia with the first. I can't believe we've got to try and find some blooming strikers now. Unless there's somebody arriving at the club, that's one thing that I haven't checked. Obviously, we've had Sosa turn up, so I'll have a flirt around with it after we finish this match, and that I'll close the stream off and spend a good couple of hours looking at every little nook and cranny of the game, see if I can work out where everything is. But obviously, finding things on the screen is a bit of a challenge when it's nothing like what you were looking at before. So it's going to take a bit of getting used to. As Nketiah gets his second goal, and this could be a cricket score if we keep playing like we are. You would expect us to beat Sutton United quite comfortably. We have put a very strong team out, so we're getting an idea of what the first team players would look like. The only thing is, Hudson Edouard is not really the guy who. I can't believe we're losing Ezzy though. He was the player I was most excited about having, and I've forgotten that he's moved to Arsenal. So we've sort of shot ourselves in the foot really by not going with the original. But you'd have thought we'd have got a better transfer budget with all these players who have left. Everything's frozen. And I think the game might have crashed. Which is a bad start for the new game, but that could be my computer. I have been having issues with my computer. So I'm going to close the stream there because I've got to work out what's going on with this game. I think it has crashed. It's not saying yet that it has, but let's see if we can wait for it to... Yeah. So I'll leave it there for now. We've had a good feel for the game, and we've seen how it's the graphics are on it. The graphics look okay. You know, I'm not going to complain too loudly about them. I was never one who was particularly bothered about having better graphics, but the graphics are there now, and I'll have to get used to them. I'm gonna go and try and figure out what has caused this crash, whether it's my computer or whether it is the game, and we'll check at it from there. But I hope you've enjoyed the stream, and please leave a like if you have, and if you're watching it in the future, keep an eye out because there will be some Crystal Palace content coming out over the next couple of weeks. So thanks for watching. I'll see you again soon. I'm Stevie.